Hey, it's the Hunter and Billy Can't Fight Show.
Let's talk about that.
Introducing first in the left corner.
As an adult, you can legally bang this episode.
Introducing seconds in the right corner.
I'm still a minor to you, damn it.
Let's get ready to...
I will say that, hey, welcome to the Hunter and Billy Can't Fight Show. I'm Bill.
I'm Hunter.
I will say sometimes it's weird for me to look at you because you're a grown-ass man now. You know what I mean? You're 23.
Something like that.
Yeah, sometimes it just hits me in a weird spot where I'm like, this guy's old. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, I'm getting there. I have, so at work, every year we get people from tech programs in high school to come work with us. Mm-hmm. And then if they like it, they end up staying full-time once they graduate. Mm-hmm. And, I don't feel like this, and I still think it's crazy, but yeah, all the high school kids, they'll think I'm their age. Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, well, how old are you? And I'll be like, 23. They're like, damn, you're old. And I'm like, what? Have I really gotten to that?
Dude,
I feel like I still had a couple years to spare there.
I know. I guess the real question is, do 18-year-olds piss you off yet?
No.
Oh, then yeah, there you go. That's
your
problem.
You're
I relate to them.
No,
at 23, I was like, I fucking anybody 18, I hate them.
I don't think that I relate to them, but I don't know. They don't bother me. I mean, no. I just feel like it's I've been there, bro. I get it.
My issue was, I think it's because when I was 18, I was insufferable. I didn't know it at the time, but you knew me at 18. I thought I had the answers to everything. Mm-hmm. And in reality, I didn't know shit about ass. You know what I mean? But I would sit there and I would so confidently give advice to people twice my age. And some gave me the grace of okay, man, of that knowing they're like, he'll figure it out, but I'll just let him have his moment, And then some people would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, I think I know what I'm talking about because here we are working together and we're at the same place. You know what I mean? Which was a shitty thing to say. But, so I think now, especially a lot of the 18-year-olds I'd meet, they would, try to give me advice on stuff, and I'd be like, shut the what are you talking about, dude?
I mean, I don't know, man. I just I don't, maybe it's a problem that they don't bother me. I don't know. I also just think it's kind of I always hung out with older people, so I don't really think it's weird for me to think this kid's cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like that. That's interesting.
I don't know. They just don't. I mean, obviously some of them do, but I don't look at it. I guess I've never looked at it this 18-year-old's really pissing me off. I just look at it as this dude's really pissing me off. Interesting.
I guess for me it would typically be this dude instead of this age, but I think it really just depends on what they're talking about. You know what I mean? But I was also pretty cynical of people my own age anyway, when I hit 22, 23 anyway. I didn't drink my first sip of alcohol till I was 22. And by that point, a lot of people my age were over drinking because they're I've been doing it since I was 16. You know what I mean? So I didn't really connect with people my age that much. And it wasn't I'm more mature. I just had a different experience, So I think that was a hard thing for me to connect with a lot. But, it's funny now, I feel like I'm getting even further stretched away from it where, a lot of people my age now have maybe their second kid. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Turning 6 or some shit. Yeah. And I'm like, oof. You know what I mean? Gosh dang. There's, I feel like I don't ever really talk about this on the pod that much. I'm a huge, huge music guy, dude. I love music. I'd say my taste in music, terrible, but I don't know. I mean, obviously I like it. And I remember, I don't know, 25, I was 25 and I got really into the Wonder Years. And dude, there's this line, the song's called Passing Through a Screen Door. And, it's this song that's just essentially about growing up, and he's, in his mid 20s and he's trying to navigate life while figuring out how to grow up. He had this line where he's he says, Jesus Christ, I'm 26. All the kids that I graduated with all have kids, all have wives, all have people who care if they come home at night. Jesus Christ, did I fuck up? Jeez, man. I was like, oh! I was like, what a beautiful line, man. And, I mean, that whole song's fucking beautiful, but damn, dude, I still feel that. I listened to that song the other day. I'm about to be 29 this year, and I was sitting there like, whew.
Dude, I love music as well. And my music taste is literally everything, I guess. I don't really follow
I'd say your music taste is cooler than mine. Like, as a stereotype, it's way cooler than mine.
No, well, back then I used to just listen to rap, but now it's kind of just like I kind of just listen to anything that makes my ears wet.
That's a good point. I love that.
Yeah.
I saw the insecurity in your eyes because I didn't laugh at it. You're like, I wasn't serious. That's so funny, man.
Like one thing I know we won't relate on that I let win.
Yeah.
Is that like, dude, I'll jam to some country music, man. I get it. I get it. I used to be with you.
I know.
Hey, Morgan Wallen changed me, man.
Well, I mean, I feel like he's like
the most popish of country.
Probably, yeah. You know, that's a great way to put it. You know, I feel like he spoke a lot to people who are already into country, and then I think he opened the door for people who were like, I don't know if I really like it. You know,
he busted that dude right down.
Yeah.
I fuck with some Morgan.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, well, let me give these guys a try. And then I fucked with them. And then, like, yeah, you know, Zach Bryan.
Yeah.
I started listening to a decent amount of country.
I just haven't heard a compelling enough argument yet to have the same song over and over again. You know, that's my main thing.
Yeah, I can get that. I get that.
And maybe that's like an ear thing, because I had the issue for a very long time with like hip hop, like or specifically like new age rap, like all of it. I was like, okay, so it's an 808 and a hi hat that goes, you know, you know. I was like, that's it, and then it's just somebody going, and then you just auto tune it. And that was, to me, I was like, I could not get it. And then, you know, you hear like people who maybe are hailed as like the greats now. And I'm like, oh, I get it. What I really want to do, and I'm going to, you know, I was thinking about this. I get, you know, leave comments if you guys feel the same. Have you ever like watched somebody react to an album for the first time and you know the album?
Yeah.
And you're like,
I love it.
Yes! You know what I mean? You're in it?
I watch so much reaction channels on YouTube. It's sickening.
Oh, man. I was thinking of starting like a series of reacting to like rap, because I want to get into it, because I feel like it's popular for a reason. There's a lot of stuff going on with it that maybe I just don't get. And the first step to getting anything is just to indulge yourself in it. So I was like, for the first episode, I've never listened to Graduation from Kanye. And I know that's controversial now, but obviously at the time, you know, he's credited my favorite songwriter of all time, John Bellion. He's like, I dropped out of school because of Graduation by Kanye. And he's like, and I pursued music. And I've heard that across the board, dude. Anybody who's like a fucking person in music is like, oh, Graduation by Kanye is the album, you know?
Dude, I would love to do that with you, show you some of my favorites and have you dive in.
Could be cool, man. Could be cool. I don't know if I would do like a duo thing to start, mostly because like I get really do you get like insecure when people watch you watch things?
I don't, but at the same time, I feel like I would just be excited to show you to see which way you do fall.
I feel like
I don't think I would be expecting you to get hype at certain things.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'd be willing to try it out, but I think too, like once I'm more in the know, especially of the genre, then I think you could have more fun with being like, what about this? And I'd be like, this, you know, I have more to say now than I think it's good. I don't, right? Because the first couple episodes, I feel like I'm really gonna be like, I think it's good. I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, so that's tough. A quick thing that I wanted to say off of that, though. Did you have anything more to say about that? I don't want to switch gears too hard. What I have is so small.
Yeah.
Dude, I was at work, and I don't, you know, sorry. I feel like people don't think I come across, like, they think I'm pretty socially with it. They're like, this guy, he's got social skills, you know, and I think that's just because I talk a lot, and I talk a lot because I'm uncomfortable.
And you hate silence.
Oh, thank you. That's exactly what this story is.
Yeah.
Dude. I hate it. Dude, elevator rides, when somebody gets in with you, fuck you. I'm immediately like, just wait for the next one, please. God fucking damn. I'm like, I pretend to be like, maybe I'll take the stairs. And then like somebody goes and I'm like, I'm not taking the fucking stairs. I'm just waiting to be alone. I don't know why I hate it so much. Mostly I hate silence just as much as I hate small talk. I fucking hate both, you know? Whenever I have to, I'm in a corporate job now. Very white collar, very... A lot of white collar people don't actually talk about anything, you know? So it's always like, how was your weekend? And I go, it was good, you know? And, you know, I just played video games the whole time, right? So I don't have anything to say unless he's into Elden Ring. So, you know what I mean? So I'll try to like muscle my way through that. Be like, oh, did you do anything? He's like, nope. I'm like, that's a good weekend, huh? You know? Or they'll be like, how are you? And I do the classic white guy thing where I'm like, living the dream. And as soon as they turn a corner, I'm like, ah! You know what I mean? Like, I fucking hate it so much.
I don't know how I think my social skills came from you, but I'm
sorry.
No, hear me out. I'm not trying to throw shade either. Mm-hmm. I think they came from you, but I didn't know that you were faking a lot of your social skills, so I think I just wore that as these are the social skills, and then I surpassed you in social skills.
I think you did. I'll give it to you.
Hey, like if I'm out and like I run into somebody, I'll kill a small talk real quick.
Oh, I hate it, bro.
Dude,
good for you.
Well, because like I feel like I've gotten good at giving them enough to be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Without like overdoing it.
Dude.
And also like I feel like I can bullshit enough to where it's like, all right, yeah, that was easy. And I think the only problem I have is if somebody's not giving me anything. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm giving and I'm not getting anything back.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, oh shit, how do I get out of this?
Yeah, because I've already tried too hard. That's my thing. Like I'm always like, I don't want to try too hard, but I don't want to try too less because I hate both. You know, I'm setting myself up to fail. You know, so Jeff, who I met through work, Jeff, who hopefully will be on the show at some point. Shout out, Jeff. Day one, I was enamored with him because he came up, like, we started on the same day as two other people, and we didn't get super clear instructions on where we were supposed to be, so we're just standing in the lobby of this building. None of us are familiar with the land or where we're supposed to be. And I got there second. The girl who got there first was like talking to somebody that she knew who worked somewhere else in the building. So I'm just standing there all awkward. And I'm like, I don't really know how to engage half the time. So I was like, I'm just going to fucking wait until someone engages me. Jeff comes in third. And he's like shaking people's hands. He's introducing himself. He's saying a little bit about himself. And then he's asking really engaging questions to the other person that we started with, Lauren, actually. And I was like enamored immediately. I was like, this guy doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I was in my head the whole time, like, I don't even know how to say hi. Like, I don't fucking know, you know? And then day two, we're in an elevator ride. It was me, him, and some third guy. And it was so awkwardly quiet. And Jeff like turns and he goes, hey man, he's like, how was your weekend? Like, I go, it's pretty good. Jeff goes, did you get into anything? Like, did you pursue any of your passions this weekend at all? And the guy goes, yeah, I actually did. And Jeff goes, oh, what's one of your passions? And this guy's like, I actually I build model ships in bottles. And Jeff's like, that's like, I feel like that's only happened. I've seen that happen in movies. You know, he's like, what got you into that? And the guy's talking. This isn't like a 2-minute elevator ride or less, 30 seconds. And so they walk out. And the guy hits his end point on his passion pretty quickly. And Jeff says, all right, man, have a good day. And we walk in the other room. I was mind blown, bro. I was like, how did you just think of that? You know what I mean? Like, and he fished this guy's inner passions out in an elevator ride. I was like, I look up to that. That's fucking awesome. That's not small talk. It's genuine. And now that guy's like, if I see that guy fucks. You know what I mean? That's cool. That's a win-win-win-win-win.
Right.
So I didn't take any notes from that conversation at all, except the model ships part. So the other day, I'm at work, and where our coffee machine is, it's in its own little cubby, basically kitchen area. It's so small, And the coffee machine itself, it's like a single serve, like automatic Keurig type deal. And, it takes a minute. So what I'll do is, like, if I'm walking to get coffee and someone's in there making coffee, I just pretend like I had somewhere else I needed to go. And I'll take a couple laps until their coffee's done, and then I enter and make my own shit. Because I don't want to stand in that tiny-ass room with them and be like, Mondays, I'd kill myself. So one day I just built the confidence. I was like, fuck it, I'm going in there because I'm like, I need this coffee. Because it happened to me like 6 times. I'd take laps, and then a new person would go, and I'm like, somebody's on a different rotation than me. Like, they got the optimal setup, So I was like, finally, fuck it, I'm going in there. So I go in there, and I'm standing there. And I'm holding all of my coffee stuff. And this guy, he's just standing there, and we're standing in this terrible silence where you could tell both of us don't want to talk, but we also don't want what's happening. So I went, it's like, just be like Jeff, And I go, hey, man, you ever, think about model trains? What? Bro, what?
No, you did not.
Dude, as soon as I said it, I went, fuck. I went, well, we're in it now.
So, you mean when was this?
This was last week. This was Thursday.
You could have been
Tuesday.
like, any predictions on the Super Bowl?
Oh my god.
You could have. There were so many things that could have came before.
What's so funny is I wouldn't have much to say about the Super Bowl, but I know I have significantly less to say about model trains.
So you mean to tell me you said I gotta cue inner Jeff?
Yeah.
You remembered model ships,
Yeah.
but you didn't want to steal that.
No.
So you went. You ever think of model trains?
And also, in the elevator ride, the other guy brought up model trains or model ships because that was his passion.
Yeah.
Like, Jeff fished that out of him.
Yeah.
Instead, I tried to put a passion on the guy. I was like, it was like a dartboard, and I was like, sports, no. I was like, golfing, no. Model trains. And I fucking bullseyed it. And then, but in reality, it was like, it wasn't like a balloon. It was like a cement. You know what I mean?
So, what did he say?
He goes, no. And I go, right, man, me neither. And we sit in silence because his coffee's only half done. And I felt like, okay, now this guy's going to look at me and think I'm just...
he thinks you came home from work today.
Yeah.
Or sitting in this basement.
Yeah.
Playing with a model train.
Yeah. He thinks I went home that day like, honey, I made a friend, So we're sitting in this silence. I see now the coffee has become a ticking clock of I need to make this guy think I'm cool before he walks out of here. Like, I have to save it. And I don't fucking know this guy. I don't even know where he works in the building. Like, I've never seen him before. So I'm sitting there. His coffee's filling up. That's the only noise now happening in this because I've sucked the energy out of the room with my model trains comment. And I had no other thought than to just go, yeah, I don't really know why I brought that up. And he goes, it was funny. And that was the most degrading thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. No, it was not funny.
I mean, no. I think that conversation would have went a lot better with somebody else. Because, if that was me, and I didn't know you, and you ever think of model trains, I would have busted out laughing.
Yeah, okay. Well,
and then been like, no, why'd you ask?
So you're saying I'm not socially inadequate, just... that guy doesn't have a sense of humor. No, I'm just kidding.
I think both.
That's what I figured. So that happened. And then a thing that happened right after.
You know what that reminded me of?
What?
The comment we got.
What comment?
Instead of telling a girl he had a crush on her.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm your boyfriend.
Yeah. I'm your boyfriend. I fucking love that, dude. When you said that's like taking a shot from the 3, you took a shot from the 3, I was like, that's so fucking funny, man. Did. So, yeah, that guy walks out, and I was like, I can't wait to tell someone about this because I'm an idiot, And then as I'm making the starting to make the coffee, I was like, actually, I'm not an idiot. I tried my best. Convincing myself. And then what happened was, how our coffee machine there works is like these little pods, like these little, not pods, they're like these, like, it's like a disc almost. It's a disc of
the
coffee
stuff
grounds.
You put the coffee, yeah.
Yeah. That's it. It's like it's all pre-made and everything. It's a filter and it's coffee grounds inside of it, and like it almost looks like a pierogi.
Yeah.
And so then you toss it in this tray, and then the tray automatically closes and starts making your coffee. So forever I've been like, oh, I just throw it in and I see this patterned side, and then I know, like, I hit the button and then it starts making my coffee. All I've thought is patterned side, because there's a side with patterns, a side without. So I've tossed it in. I'm like, no, I'm not an idiot. I tried my best. And I look over. I'm about to hit the button. I realize the pattern that I've been looking at for almost a year now is a bunch of giant red letters that say this side down. And I'm looking at it and I go, oh. Dude, I go back to my desk. I'm like, I'm not telling anybody.
You
about
couldn't
that.
buy a bucket.
Dude, I know, bro. God, I was getting fucked up that day, dude.
There was a lid on the rim.
So well said. So yeah, I mean, that was my. I just wanted to tell you about that, my coffee at work story, because Jesus, it's getting beat up, bro.
Oh boy.
There's some times where I'm like, I wasn't made for corporate America, and then there's other times I'm like, maybe I am. You know what I mean? That was a story where it was those two thoughts happened right in a row.
Our jobs are so vastly different.
Dude, I know.
It's like, it's insane.
Yeah, because you're in the blue collar world still.
Yeah.
I miss it a lot.
Well, like, see, you want to know what I think? I think, okay, so the factory shit
Yeah.
was not for you.
Yeah.
I feel like you have the mind to be like a factory manager, but not be a factory worker.
I like that. That makes sense.
But I feel like, realistically, I feel like trades could be for you.
I've thought about it.
Because, like, I didn't think they were for me until I started.
Yeah.
And then once I started, I realized how much I loved it. And I feel like because it's like a perfect mix of both.
Okay.
I feel like with what I do, like, I hated my previous job. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, for the listeners that are new, Hunter's an electrician.
I'm an electrician. So with my previous job, I hated it because it was not my previous job, but you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I hated it because it was like that thing where you come in. Some people like this, but I don't. Where you come in and you know exactly what you have to do, and it's the same shit every day.
Yeah.
I can't do shit like that.
That's where I was at too. I was like, this is so terrible.
Yeah, my job right now, I don't really have to deal with any. I don't really deal with any customers. And every day is different. What I'm learning every day is different.
Yeah.
You never stop learning. Shit constantly is changing. It's just like you kind of have to adapt. But then on the other hand, I'm jealous when there's shitty days outside and you're inside and I'm getting rained on. But like some days that's funny. Like I feel like I've learned to just accept fate.
Yeah.
I kind of got made fun of at work for this, but like on days where it's super muddy and I've spent 5 minutes outside, but I'm already plastered in mud.
Yeah.
I've started to wipe my hands in the mud and wipe my face.
Oh, okay.
And people probably think I'm weird for that.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is already going to happen. I feel like once I just do this, it's putting a smile on your face because you think I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I know I'm an idiot. You are going to remember this.
Bro.
And now I'm not worried about the mud because I'm wearing it already.
Yeah.
Because people are just prancing around it and shit. I'm like, let me just get this over with.
Man. That's a big thing I miss about blue collar environment is you could do shit like that and a nickname would develop out of it, and then it's a funny thing for a while. You know what I'm saying? If you did that, I would call you SEAL Team 6, and then I would just call you SEAL until I retire. You know what I'm saying?
Why did I feel like that started as something cool?
Yeah.
And then fat.
Well, because that's what factory, or not factory, but that's what blue collar is.
But it went from like cool to like,
Yeah.
oh, that's Seal.
I know, dude. That's what I'm saying.
That is not how that shit works.
Mm-hmm.
I got a nickname right now at this job I'm at. The builder calls me Junior.
I hate that.
I like it. I thought I was gonna hate it. I thought I was gonna hate it.
I hate it.
I thought I was gonna hate it.
Okay.
At first I'm like, Junior, what the fuck? But now it's just kind of like, all right.
Dude, back when I was like really...
He cares.
Fuck you.
In all reality, he just can't remember my name.
Yeah,
and he's admitted it.
Junior.
Well, so he's like, I just can't remember your name. And then every time I tell him my name, I'll be like, Hunter. I'll be like, oh yeah, but that's my nephew's name.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I'll be like, Doug.
He's like, and I hate my nephew.
Apparently.
Yeah, dude. God, that's so funny. Yeah, like I remember back when I was like really skinny. My nickname, what the fuck was the nickname? It was something along the lines of like scrawny or string bean or fucking something like that. Like something having to do with like being really small. And I was like, fuck you. I was like, I hate that, dude. I think that's an important thing that I think of now where I'm like, like fat phobia or like making fun of fat people. Like on the opposite side of that, like really skinny people, they don't like their bodies being talked about that much either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's like a level of it where it's like, it's especially I think from like sort of old school shit. Like you think it's okay to like make fun of people that you're like, oh, this guy needs a sandwich. It's like, it's kind of just as offensive because it's like, I've got friends that want nothing more than to gain weight, but they just can't.
Yeah.
Like their bodies aren't built for it, They'll eat a shit ton in a day and they won't gain an ounce, bro. It's like, it's nuts. And I remember, so like my, our friend Trav, he's one of those people. He's like, I've always wanted to gain weight. I just can't. And so he started drinking carb loaders, which basically it's just like a milkshake that's like 800 calories. And so you're supposed to have like one a day because it's like a supplement, it's just like a protein shake, but it's like this meal replacement that's just like, it's heavy, it's hard to drink, like, but he's like, I drink one of these a day, I'm supposed to gain weight. Well, he was trying to do a lot in a little because that's how Trav is. He's very like, how can I efficiently do this? So he started trying to drink 2 in one sitting. So 1,600 calories of carb loading. And dude, I'm on Discord with him. Like we're talking and he's like, every time like there was a pause in our conversation, he'd go, and I'd go, what's going on over there? And he's like, I'm drinking my carb loading stuff. I'm drinking 2 of them. And I'm like, you're not supposed to. I'm like Googling it too. I'm like, bro, you're not supposed to do that. And he's like, no, I think and he puked all over his microphone while talking to me. You ever wanted to know what it's like to be inside of a microphone getting puked on? Because I know. I was like, I'm kidding. It's crazy. He fucking puked all over his microphone. He's like, no, I got to get him a new microphone.
I don't think something like that ever really happened to me on PlayStation. Like, I feel like it might just be some shit you had to be there.
Yeah, when I think of like in-game lobbies, I only think of so I never did online gaming until I actually met Trav, who I was talking about. And so he had Halo. So he had like Xbox Online. And one game, like it was like I think like Team Deathmatch or some shit, Slayer on Halo 2, Halo 2, and he let me have the headset on, and he told me he's like you have to press the up button to talk, and then the whole lobby can hear you. At least at the time, it wasn't just your team; the whole lobby could hear you. And so I'd hit up and I'd go, "Hey guys." And nobody would respond, obviously, or whatever. And so then basically you only have to hit up and it receives your microphone until you stop talking for a certain period of time. And then it automatically turns off your microphone until you hit up again. And he explained that to me, but I hadn't quite got it. So we're in our like 5th or 6th game where I have this headset on and I'm barely talking. I'd say, hi, and then I'd never talk again. Well, Hunter, I don't know why I said Hunter. I was talking to Trav about, we were talking about pooping. And I didn't realize that I like went, hi. And Trav asked me a question. And I went, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, I know about that. And so now I didn't realize the whole lobby. I didn't realize my mic was on the whole time. So my mic's on the entire time as I'm talking to him. And I was like, oh, buddy. I was like, you might have hemorrhoids. This is in like 6th grade. I was like, yeah, you might have hemorrhoids. yeah. Oh, those are like, because you can only hear my end. So if you're in the lobby, this is what you're hearing. I'm like, you might have hemorrhoids. Yeah, no, yeah, no. Like they're like basically like these like scratches like on your butthole that like when you poop they'll like break open. The scabs will break open and it'll bleed while you poop. And I was like, I only know that because I have hemorrhoids. Yeah, and they're fucking huge. And Trev points at the screen and you see the microphone on option. And obviously, probably nobody cared. But as a 6th grader, I was devastated, bro. I went, oh, and I unplugged the mic and I went, I don't like online gaming. It wasn't even on, like, I didn't even have an Xbox Live account. I'm on Trav. So if anything, I should have been like, Trav, the whole world's going to think you have hemorrhoids. Because that's what I thought. I thought I just sent a dispatch out to the world. You know what I mean? I was like, tomorrow, I was like, these girls in my class are going to be, that's the guy that has hemorrhoids. And I don't actually. I was just trying to relate. I was like so worried about it, dude. There's something so cute about that, dude.
Dude, people think the world's so trash for all these reasons, but realistically, it's COD lobbies.
It's true.
For all you people who don't game, I need you to understand. A Call of Duty search lobby, dude, you are going to hear the most vulgar, mean shit you've ever heard. Ugh. It doesn't matter. If you just hopped on the mic like you said, you went, hi. Yeah. You're getting crucified.
100%.
You are done. You're toast. Yep. It's over. Dude. Delete your account.
Yep.
And then if you say hi and then get dogged, and then you get killed,
it's over.
Man,
get out of my game, dude. Oh, yo, just for the listeners, Hunter playing Madden, I would hate to be on the other end of that. Holy shit. There was like a day you came over, and the worst thing PlayStation ever did is build a microphone into the controller. Because like Hunter will be playing, and he'll do a big play, and he'll like unmute his mic and be like, "You're dog water, you're shit at the game. Uninstall it, get the fuck out of my match," and then unmute, like mute again. And I'm sitting there on the other side of the couch. I'm like, "You really told him, buddy? Damn, that guy's probably just got off work."
No, Doug, listen.
That guy's just trying to relax.
No, listen. If any of you guys play Madden is the most bullshit game ever.
It is.
It's good, but it's bad, and you love and you hate. But no, look, Bill, I didn't start this way. I was made this way. You said they just got off of work? Well, guess what? I would get off of work, and I would just want to play some Madden.
Yeah.
And then I would get yelled at through the other side. Yep.
You became the thing you hated most.
Because if you can't beat them, you join them. I joined them, and guess what?
Yeah.
I'm 6%. I'm in the 6%
of
Madden players.
Right? Yeah.
I'm up there. I'm a good Madden player. And you know what? I usually don't talk shit.
Yeah.
What you don't know is I only start talking shit when shit starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might not make sense, but let me explain.
Well, on that one, that guy didn't even have a microphone.
No, that's fine. But you want to know what he was doing? He was trying to cheese. He was doing glitchy plays, and they were getting exposed. And I think the first game specifically, that dude scored on me and then tried to kick an onside kick.
That's right.
That's toxicity.
That is what,
So guess what? I got the ball, I scored, I onside kick, and I got that shit. You didn't get it. I got it. You want to play toxic? Let's play toxic. I'm going to clown you this entire game until you uninstall this app. Yeah. And then if you're not lucky, then I'm going to end up messaging you afterwards to tell you how bad you are.
Yeah. And
I didn't want to be like that. Hey, but they made me. It's
like
hard out here on the sticks.
Dude, that's so good. On the sticks. Dude.
Madden brought out my worst side.
Oh, that's so funny.
And honestly, it stems from 2K and Call of Duty.
Okay.
I mean, dude, like I'm at the point now where in Madden, you can either play a respectable game.
Yeah.
Or you can be toxic.
Yeah.
The second I see the toxic.
Yeah.
I'm being toxic back.
That's how I was in Rocket League, for sure.
And that's literally, I got into an argument with somebody on PSN recently playing Madden because he was trying to play toxic. It didn't work. I ended up crushing him. And then I said, imagine trying to do all these glitchy plays, being toxic as hell, and then me being better at your game.
Yeah.
You rage quit. He rage quit.
Yeah,
He left in the third quarter after just trying to be toxic. Didn't even finish the game because I was up 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Well, you started it.
Exactly, dude.
You tried onside kicking every time. It didn't work. I waited until the second quarter to start onside kicking.
Right.
I started getting them back. I'm up 2 scores on you now, and then you throw an interception. It's not my fault.
Dude, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. And in general, I think video games bring out the worst in us.
Anybody who watches the pod, if you want that Madden smoke,
ooh,
PSN's in the comments.
Are you going to put it, huh? All right.
Hey, if anybody on this wants to run the Madden and get smoked out in Ultimate Team, put it in the comments. PSN, I think I can play with Xbox. I think it's cross-gen now. Throw it down in the comments. It's got to be Mutt, though.
Hey. All right. Cool, man.
Dude, actually, you know what? While we're on this topic, before we dive in.
Yeah, go ahead.
If we ever get big enough to where there's Madden players who watch us, I really, really, really would love to start a 32-man fantasy draft franchise.
Nice.
That'd be super cool.
Winner gets the podcast. No, just kidding.
Hell no. Winner replaces Bill.
Hey, welcome back to the Hunter and Derek Can't Fight Show. That's so funny, man. Wow. Okay, cool. You want to jump into crowd control?
Yeah, sure, man.
Does anyone see my dog?
My favorite team won.
Crowd control.
Hello, and welcome to Crowd Control. Typically for this segment, what we do is we'll ask a question on Instagram, which is at Can't Fight Show. That's our handle. And you guys will answer. We'll review your submissions, and we'll just kind of talk about them. This week, I didn't really have a chance to do that, like to make it, mostly just because, well, we were at the time we were viral on TikTok. And, you know, I just wanted to talk about it for a minute because what was cool was, like, on TikTok, a lot of the comments were just pointed at the situation. They were, like, pointed at, you know, maybe, you know, judgment of character, like, things like that. Like, nothing felt, like, really close to home. But a really good amount of people came and checked out the show. And I was, like, really excited about that when it was starting. And then very quickly, I was getting flamed pretty hard. And so we filmed episode 17, the last episode we released, in the midst of that. And I was feeling pretty insecure because I was like, okay, maybe I interrupted a lot, like, and that was embarrassing. And that's how I felt at the time, you know? And then I said my piece, the episode comes out. And obviously, a lot of those people that are checking out that episode, because it was still going on, aren't going to watch the new episode where maybe I apologize for that stuff. I made a pinned comment where I apologized for some of the big, like, main concerns. But as they kept coming through, some of the stuff that was getting said, I was just like, you know, maybe I'm not super sorry about that, you know? And I don't mean to, like, double down on anything that made me come off like a piece of shit. I think that's kind of why I'm bringing this up, because I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I was taking a lot of stuff pretty personally, and I know, like, it was only like 12,000 views, and whatever comments were saying about it don't actually matter because they're not going to watch the show. One of my big concerns was, you know, how things were getting lost in translation on the episode. So one of the big ones was us laughing at all about the situation. The situation of somebody following you home after a bad date that you're trying to dip out on because they said something that you really didn't agree with. That's not funny. But what do you want me to do? Like, you know, have my sister come on the show and we can share a cry and a hug? Like, I know her better than these strangers on the internet. It's way easier to laugh about it. We should laugh about it because it's absurd. And nothing happened. Thank God. And as a quick update, Alyssa has moved. So he doesn't know where she lives anymore. Which is awesome. But I was getting pretty frustrated because I was like, you know, at every step of whatever, I could have easily hid behind, well, it's my show. So if you don't like it, fuck off. And I don't really feel that way. I was like, when people were leaving comments that challenged me, I was like, well, this is a moment to grow. Like, there's things that maybe I did that I don't agree with. But, you know, I went back and I watched it again in a more confident state, and I was like, well, this is just how siblings talk. This is how friends talk. The three of us had incredible chemistry, and I actually don't feel like the episode was really, like, at her expense, belittling the situation, interrupting her too much, or hard to follow. Like, I think it was a normal conversation where when you're talking to two animated people, they're going to have something to say, so we should take a second to let them say it. The biggest thing I wanted to note is just the laughing about it thing. If you watch the episode, she's laughing the whole time, which was ultimately my goal. You bring someone on your show, you want to make them laugh, you know? But outside of the show, because that wasn't even the most important part, I wasn't super concerned about how viewers viewed the fucking video. I'm sorry, I didn't. I was like, she's on here. She's never been recorded before. And we're talking. I want to make her feel like this is fun. And it was. It was fun. And she had fun. So it was crazy. I think why I wanted to note that was things got so fucking carried away from the main thing. I don't want people to follow my sister home from bad dates. That's not fucking funny. But can we make fun of it? Fuck yeah, we can.
And I would like to chime in and just say, like, we never once made fun of her.
No.
We never once made fun of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
We made fun of the goober that followed her home.
Yeah.
We made fun of fucking self-defense lip balm.
Yeah. Just because, like, what if?
Yeah.
It was just a funny what if.
Yeah.
What if it was Poison Ivy's poison?
Yeah.
You like, there's something... How is it not funny to be like, here's a self-defense thing, but you got to kiss the guy? You know what I mean? You're like, God damn it, I shouldn't have got this. You know what I mean? That's funny.
Yeah. We poked fun at the light things of the story.
Yeah.
And we were only trying to make her comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
We were only trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
And also, can I just say this?
Mm-hmm.
We are never going to come on this podcast and try to fake how we handle shit.
Oh, I appreciate that.
We are never going to come on this podcast and not act like how we do outside of this podcast.
Yeah.
Everything you guys see is authentic.
Exactly.
We make a lot of the same jokes.
Yep.
We act the exact same way. Dude, for the past 23 years, me and Bill have sat there and made jokes about traumatic family shit. Mm-hmm. And I know you guys do it too. So don't come to our podcast and act like it's any different.
And if you don't, then our show's not for you.
Or it might be, but you might just not like that part.
Yeah.
I've made jokes about how my dad hates me.
Yeah.
I've made jokes about how my family are drug addicts. Mm-hmm. And it's not that I don't love them. Yeah. It's that we make light of shitty situations.
And it's also not that it wasn't hurtful at a given point or shitty or that other people might be going through it. You know, we didn't make a joke about women getting followed home at any point because that's not funny.
No.
Like, my sister, as a personal anecdote, saying this thing happened, and she's sitting in front of me completely unscathed, and she is laughing. Now I know I can make fun of it. It's about reading the room, you know? If I would have, like, tried a jab where I was like, yeah, you know, lip balm, smoke bombs, and she didn't laugh, I'd be like, okay, this is a serious topic, and we're not going to make fun of it.
Right.
But she laughed. I can say, okay, this is a serious topic, and we can laugh about it. You know? That's honestly just what comedy is. You're going to make fun of some things that maybe are serious for other people, but that's why it's subjective, you know? So I do apologize for anybody who went to the show and I maybe upset them by the way that I spoke about it. But I will say I don't feel very sorry for how I handle stuff, and I don't feel sorry for creating my own platform to talk about it. And I feel like a lot of it was like woman and man white knighting for somebody that they don't really know, to her own brother. I got really insecure at the comments because I was like, oh, are they seeing something I'm not? So like I went back and I was like, imagine I make a joke and it cuts to Alyssa and she's like frowning and looking down. I would have felt horrible. I'd be like, oh, I didn't realize. But you go back, she's laughing the entire time. And it's not this uncomfortable, like, I have to laugh because these two strangers on a couch are laughing. She's like, oh, Hunter and Billy are laughing.
Oh, well.
So I think it's funny too.
Well, not
We're
only
laughing.
that, but for all these people that don't know Alyssa, if we would have upset her, she would have been on us. If we did anything she didn't like,
point.
She would have dogged us for it.
Dude.
For one. For two, she's very critical about what we do here. She helps us with everything. She lets us know if something's not funny. She knew what she wanted to do by coming on the show.
Yeah. It's what a great observation to be like, the person who stood her ground against a date that she was taken on saying the N-word, sitting here and getting beaten down on a podcast that her brother runs.
Yeah.
Like she wouldn't speak up about it is ridiculous.
And I think a lot of people, like, I respect your opinions, but I feel like a lot of people coming on here saying that we shouldn't laugh about something that somebody we know went through who is laughing about it to us is crazy. Like, it's almost telling us how we should feel for the person sitting in front of us who is feeling the same way we are, as far as like, oh, this is kind of ridiculous and funny.
Yeah. Oh, it's absurd because this never happens.
We were all on the same
happens,
page.
sorry.
We were all on the same page of what we could joke about and what wasn't funny.
Oh, yeah.
She thought stuff was funny just like we did. There was a lot of things she laughed at before we did.
Yeah.
I know I wasn't there, but when you went over there to talk about the situation in the podcast, she was laughing about it.
Yeah. 100%.
In other words, thanks for watching.
Did.
And yeah, I don't want this to be a shot.
No.
And then I also don't want this to be like a fuck you to the people who watch.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah.
If anything, my only request is if any of you started watching that episode, please just follow along and maybe understand what we do.
The last thing I wanted to say about it was really like, obviously the context matters for everything. And so we hit like our first 1,000 views, which if you're paying attention to the numbers, that like never happens. And in that, somebody left a comment saying like, hey, you should put segments on the show, which I said last week we usually do, and I added them late. And then boom, we went from 1,000 to like 12,000 in the matter of a day or two. And segmenting the show did a really good job because people could get to the part that they wanted to get to. What that meant then was that they skipped 30 minutes of setting a vibe. Like, you get a vibe of the room through the first 30 minutes. Now we're on minute 32, and we start talking about the issue, right? So people are just skipping to minute 32, and they're coming into the middle of a vibe where we're joking, we're laughing, we're uncomfortable. It's not funny, like, but sometimes you laugh about uncomfortable things because you're just like, that's fucking crazy, you know? When we're reacting to the TikTok, like, if you watch Alyssa's cam, she's laughing the whole time because she's uncomfortable. I'm laughing because it's absurd and it's uncomfortable. It's actually not very funny. But it's insane to be like, out of all the people this could happen to, it happened to me. You know? There's something crazy about that you have to be like, what the fuck? You know? So that was the last thing was, I feel like a lot of people that were leaving comments, they were skipping ahead and then they were like, I don't understand why these guys are laughing. Well, we have been joking for 32 minutes. Now we're getting into this topic. We're not suddenly going to be like, anyways, guys, sorry to bring the show down, but I just really wanted to get Alyssa crying on camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess the last thing I'll say on it is, yes, there were some very bad comments. Yes, there were comments I don't agree with. But also, I want to thank each and every one of you gems who actually left critical comments on how we can help the pod.
Yes.
And all of the constructive criticism.
Love that.
I want to thank all of the comments who were batting for us and saw exactly what we were doing on this podcast as far as the vibe. And there was one amazing comment about somebody who's saying we shouldn't be laughing, and she had said like, no, this is how me and my brother talk about serious stuff, and this is how a normal conversation is. Not everything is serious, and a lot of people do that. I want to thank all of the comments who were like, hey, you guys have a good show, but I didn't like this. Here's what I think you should do. Because we are open to all criticism. We want this show to be good. We want this show to succeed. And it's, at the end of the day, we get joy out of doing this, but there is no this without the people watching.
Yeah.
So we do definitely want to fix things that need to be fixing. So I just want to thank those people who actually came from a good place on commenting.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's cool. Like, I went to work, and a lot of people were like, Bill, we saw you popped up on my For You page.
That happened to me a couple times.
That happened, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And like, I got to talk about the story a little bit. And they were like, yeah, I went to YouTube. I saw those comments. And they were like, they'd be like, I saw all your replies. And I feel like you replied like really well to a lot of those comments. Like, that was a really good tactic, is what they said. And I was being 100% genuine in the comment section. I'm not adverse to criticism or change. Like, we started this show. We're a new show, even though that was episode 16. It's a new format. We never had a guest on before. We know how each other works. I know how Alyssa works. I don't know if that works in a platform like this. I could talk about it forever, but, I was like, no, I was being very genuine. Like, I'm very open to learning, and I don't think I'm right 100% of the time. And, I go back and I'm like, when I watched the episode, I was getting flamed a lot for interrupting, and I was like, we were all kind of interrupting each other because we all had stuff to say, And I remember even sitting in the chair and being like, I want to say this, but they're in the middle of something, so I'm going to wait. And I'm sure all three of us felt that. Like, I really want to say this, but they're in the middle of something, I'm going to wait. But then sometimes you're like, there's a lull, and you're like, I'll take it now. You know what I mean? Like, because you're like, I want to say the thing. That's a normal conversation, bro. Like,
yeah, I will say the only thing about that episode that maybe we could have done better was let her tell the full story and then jump in. That I will say.
I 100%. I said this on last week when I was like, wait, we should talk about the numbers. I was like, bro, shut up.
So like, I think, okay, so that is something podcast related we have to fix.
Yes.
Because outside of the podcast, we normally will cut each other off during a story.
Yeah.
But that's just us.
Yeah.
So for listeners, I could see where they just want to get to the story and then outside of that. So yeah, we can fix that for sure.
So anyways, yeah, with all that being said, I think, did you say your piece on everything?
Yep.
I said my piece on everything. So, it was interesting. I've never gone viral before, and, I do consider 3 mil viral. So that was on TikTok. The stuff that came out of that, people just really like skewing the message. So, I saw this thing, that on, I think it was like Instagram or Facebook or something, of somebody filming like the after party celebration of the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. And so it's like Taylor Swift's there, and Travis Kelce's there, and they're both talking to MGK, and MGK's with some chick. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm looking at it. I'm like, who the fuck is that? I was like, I didn't know. Last I checked in, him and Megan Fox had broken up, and then I didn't know if they had gotten back together. I didn't know what the story was. So I was like, oh, this is supposed to be the new chick that he's dating. I'm watching it, and it's going on. And then I find this article later. I was like, oh, that was Megan Fox. She looks completely different. And I think it's just because she dyed her hair. Like, that's really it.
Yeah, she just looks like she dyed her hair.
Yeah, but to me, I was like, I couldn't tell who and granted, the camera angle was from really far away, but I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is, right? So I guess she made an Instagram post about it, because a lot of people were saying exactly what I just said. So she posted this photo with the 4 of them, and she said, what is it? Oh my God, guys, look how different I don't look at all. From that, right? Which was funny because I straight up from the video, I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is. But then she said, turns out it was just a shadowy cell phone pic of me looking like a Ukrainian blow-up doll. when in reality, I look like one of those super expensive silicone real sex dolls that you can get in Japan. Funny comment.
Yeah.
It's all good. The comments instead focused on her use of the word Ukrainian because of what's going on.
Gotcha.
That's been going on for a while now. And so the comments start shooting out. It's not too late to edit out Ukrainian. Is xenophobia and misogyny towards Ukrainians okay for you? For normal people, they are not. I just really resonated with that because what are you talking about? It's just she just used Ukrainian. She didn't say anything negative at all. If anything, she just said Ukrainian blow up doll. That's all it was. She could have said anyone, you know, and it doesn't change the joke. It's just a joke.
I feel like the focus of the joke was more towards the real expensive ones you can get in Japan.
Yeah, right. So she goes, it's very rude of you to speak like that about Ukrainian women. That's how you showed yourself. And then she responded by saying, dear God, that is not what I meant. Ukrainian women are hot as fuck in my so in my imagination, the blow up dolls would also be hot. Let a girl make a joke, for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like,
wait, so why are people not getting mad about the Japan part?
yeah. The whole thing just felt really silly, and I felt like people really like just took like a hot button word in there, which was Ukrainian, and then they ran. They're like, "Oh, she's xenophobic and misogynistic." Okay,
right. She
hates immigrants and she hates women. What? She said Ukrainian sex doll, bro. Chill. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was crazy. So when I read that, I was like, "Yeah, dude, it's crazy that I was like, I said something like." When I went, you've been hit by a smooth criminal. People are like, oh, he thinks it's funny for women to get followed home and killed. What?
Yeah.
When did I fucking say that, bro?
Right.
It's crazy. So I don't know. I just wanted to tie that into a little bit of what we talked about, just because I saw it and I thought it was juicy enough. And Megan Fox, it's crazy how different she can look with not dark hair. Didn't know.
I think she looks the same.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe I just don't look at her enough. You know?
Probably not.
I didn't know that they were so on again and off again.
I mean, they only broke up once.
Oh, okay. Then that's what the article said. Her on again and off again fiance. I didn't know if they'd.
They're literally getting married.
Wow. I wonder what that marriage. Sorry. I wonder what that wedding's going to be like. Just because remember like all the whack stuff that was coming out about it, where it was like she had that ring that like hurts to take off because love is pain, and.
I think it had like blood in it.
Yeah, she's got like don't they both have like a vial of each other's blood as like a necklace? It's like, okay.
We've never experienced true love.
I guess not. The simulation just went by. Sorry.
Hey, Bill, you thirsty?
Yeah.
Let's get into dirty laundry.
Hi, I'm a temporary transition.
Bill, welcome to Dirty Laundry, where today I'm going to show you a commercial that would not fly today.
Okay.
Yes, it is a little wrestling based, but not really.
Okay.
So what I'm going to show you is an old Sprite commercial.
Okay.
And this kid will probably never drink Sprite again.
Wow. Okay.
So let's get into this, and then we can react to it afterwards.
I will say I really like Sprite. I don't know why I gravitate towards it. Like I get Sprite Zero all the time. Oh, I know exactly why. Because I started making those
Tokyo teas.
Yeah, the Tokyo tea. Yeah, cocktails, man. So I would just have Sprite on deck, dude. If you guys have never had a Tokyo tea, look it up. Make it. It's like basically, what the fuck do they call that? A Long Island iced tea, but it's like melon instead of iced tea. And God, I mean, it'll get you where you need to be. You know what I'm saying?
Be 21 and up if you would like to try it.
No, that's a good point. For the listeners, yeah, we'll describe it after we play it.
Wow, the stinger!
Timmy, I'm from the Dream Come True Fantasy Foundation. You ready to wrestle?
You bet! Mom! Dad, it's really him! Hold on! Now I'm ready.
That's kid's getting his ass
It looks so real.
Don't count on Sprite to do anything but quench your thirst.
beat. Whoa. Okay. So for the listeners, famous wrestler, was his name Sting?
Yep.
Shows up at this kid's door, basically says, hey, this is your Make-A-Wish. Essentially, is that what he kind of says, or he just like won a contest?
The Wish Foundation. I don't know.
He won some sort of contest. So now, so they go in the living room. The mom and dad move around furniture. They're about to start wrestling. The kid's like, "Give me a second. And he takes a sip of a Sprite,
Cracks the cold Sprite,
Uh-huh.
takes a nice little sip,
yeah,
and then turns around to meet Stinger's fist.
Dude, he gets his ass beat, bro.
So during this 40-second commercial, he gets punched in the face.
Okay.
All right, run it back.
Yeah,
You can mute it if you want, just so we can go through.
Yeah.
Now
So he turns around to a punch in the face, and then gets a corn dog.
Uh-huh.
Then he gets thrown into a different room, where then he gets followed. His head gets smashed on the stair handle, the handle to go up the stairs.
Yep.
And then he gets picked up and bar scened across the mantle of a fireplace, knocking everything over. And then he gets thrown into a fine china box.
Yeah, like a cabinet, like a hutch, basically.
Yeah, with glass and all. Images and then a text comes up, very 90s text, that says, what did the first thing say?
Image is nothing.
Image is nothing. Thirst is everything.
So I really thought that this commercial was going to be he's going to take a sip of the Sprite, and now he's stronger than a professional wrestler.
Yeah, no.
It was so funny. He takes a sip of the Sprite, and he does just as any normal kid would do. He gets fucking destroyed. And I was like, I don't understand what the theme of the commercial is.
Does something come up after thirst is everything? Obey your thirst.
Obey your thirst. Or I was gonna say, or else what? But it seems like if I obey my thirst, I'm still gonna get my ass kicked. What the fuck? I don't understand. I guess it's a funny commercial. Maybe that's all they were going for. But I feel like there's always got to be some messaging to. I don't know. What do you think?
I guess not. I mean, yeah, usually.
Dude, Eric, my brother-in-law, kind of ruined the Super Bowl for me in commercials, in a honestly a good way, because he was like, the formula now for Super Bowl commercials is get somebody super recognizable and then just do a bunch of random shit. He said that early into the Super Bowl. Now all these Super Bowl commercials hit, and it's like LL Cool J driving a train through somebody's house, and she goes, "Thanks, LL Cool J," and I'm like, the fuck was all that? It was like him doing a bunch of shit until that, and it was a bunch of random shit, and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then it's like after that, everything, the Post Malone commercial is random as fuck.
Are you talking about the Bud Light one?
Yeah, dude. Literally, anybody go back and watch a Super Bowl commercial that has a celebrity in it. It's typically just random as fuck with someone that you would recognize out the gate. It was crazy.
Did you see the Kanye commercial?
Oh, no, I don't think I did.
Kanye paid for a Super Bowl commercial, but he recorded it just off his phone, in a car, just to promote his album real quick.
That's hilarious. That's actually pretty sick. I'll give it to him. That's actually, you gotta give it up. You know what I mean? That's cool. That's he's like, yeah, hey, listen, spent all my money on this, so I'm not gonna fucking buy a production company either.
Dude, Kanye just posted a video of his wife at a modeling thing, and she was wearing almost nothing. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But he posted it and then accidentally posted that 3 times with the same caption.
Hilarious.
Which, I mean, realistically, he probably didn't mean to. But then Kanye had made a 4th video yelling at people. I know I posted that video 3 times. If a man wants to post his wife 3 times, he can do it. I love my wife. I wanted to post her 3 times.
Oh.
But it was the same video.
Yeah, it's weird.
Caption.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
Kanye, you didn't.
You think he actually did a boomer thing, and then he was like, "No, I got it, man." He's like, "It's the 5G."
I wanted to post it 3 times.
It's fucking crazy, dude. That's so funny. Talking about Kanye doing that reminded me of the Drake leak.
I know nothing about it.
You know nothing about it?
I heard that he leaked, and then I saw a TikTok of me at a Drake concert, and it was like him pretending to be at a concert, and then he was pretending to be Drake. He's like, I'm gonna crowd surf, and then he went back to him in the crowd, and he was like, Drake's gonna crowd surf, and then like he pretended to run and jump off the stage, and then he like had this filled sock, and he like brushed it up against his face in disgust.
That's so funny, dude. A lot of weird things I have to say about the Drake leak. So Drake got leaked, like his dick, like a video of him and his penis got leaked, and the internet went fucking crazy.
Because that's like A-list celebrity,
right, dude? I will say this, fucking. I hate to call it out. But when the iCloud leak happened, where like Jennifer Lawrence and a bunch of other like A-list celebrities at the time, their nudes got leaked, and they were like, "You can't do this to women," and saying like how it was like a terrible tragedy. Saw the Drake leak, and they were like, "Yum," you know what I mean? I'm just like, you know what I mean? There's a double standard there. For sure. Obviously, both wrong. Not saying that you're saying that you condone it if you liked it or whatever, but I'm just saying, fucking relax. Anyways, so it got leaked. There's this weird ass video of him just like flailing his penis around. And what I thought was interesting was that it started this weird conversation of people saying that he got a dick implant, which I was like, what? Somebody told me that like randomly, like yeah, people were saying he got a dick implant. So I started seeing comments like that pop up all the time. Yeah, he got a dick implant, and I was like, that's a thing. So I looked it up. Did you know about dick implants, bro? It's like, and forget, I might be a little bit wrong on this, but it from the diagram I saw, it looks like it's basically like a balloon. Like a hard-covered balloon that gets inserted into the shaft. Oh, fuck. Do you get that thing like where like you think about people doing stuff to your penis? You're like, oh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sucking on it. You're like, ew. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm sorry. That's going to go. But, yeah, anytime like anybody does anything with like dick stuff, I go like, I've seen medical videos that have to do with the penis, and anytime you have to like cut into it, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, yeah, so they insert like this fucking like big ass balloon almost into the penis, and then there's like two connecting points, one like above it, like on like your like right beneath your stomach, like on your pelvis, I'd say, and then another thing goes in the balls. And on the diagram, the thing that goes in the balls, it said pump. And I was like, do you got to inflate this fucking thing? Because it says pump, and then the thing on your stomach says release. So, can you imagine, like, you're getting hot and heavy with a girl, and you're like, give me a second. And you're just, like, pumping your balls. And your dick's going...
There's no way.
That's what
Could you imagine if it was electric and he just went and you hear?
He's like, yeah, let me just get my Tesla dick going. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like you hear like the sound of a small, like one of those mini vacuums.
Yeah, yeah, it's like an air mattress. Holy shit, dude! There's something so gnarly about that. Yo, an electric one, you gotta like put your dick in an outlet. It's like it looks like a glory hole, but it's just electric.
Hold on, I gotta charge.
What are you doing in that hole? I'm just getting ready for later. But yeah, that's apparently what it is. But my thought was like, how do you get more skin? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like it's a thin layer of skin that makes a pee. You know? So like, how was putting an implant in it making up for that? I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
losing you. I know.
I probably don't buy it.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, I didn't look up further into it because I was like, I don't want to see a surgery. I don't really want to see it work either. But there's something so funny to be like.
When you first said that, I thought about one of those long, like, snake balloons.
Yeah, basically.
Like the balloon animals.
Exactly. Yeah. You pull down Drake's pants, it's a dog. Oh my god, dude. But yeah. So anyways, we really put the dirty in dirty laundry, but my bad.
All right, before we get out of here, I would like to make a quick announcement. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to go anywhere because it's a big part of my life.
Okay.
But clearly a lot of people who listen to this podcast have noticed that I talk about wrestling a little bit. So I'd like to formally announce that with the new drop of the new WWE 2K game and with some amazing friends and family, with my cousin Marcus, hopefully you guys get to meet him soon, and a friend Brandon, we're going to be starting a YouTube channel strictly based on wrestling content. Which means maybe I won't be bringing so much to the podcast and boring you guys. Maybe I'll bring up some big stuff when I just need to talk about it a lot.
I gotta get so much chest.
But, yeah, man, we're going to be starting a YouTube channel. And I'm not going to say the name yet, just so it doesn't get taken. I really fought hard to find something that wasn't taken. And you'll hear more about it coming soon, but the game comes out in like early March, so expect a channel drop then.
Nice.
And with that, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in again.
Absolutely.
Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for sticking with the growing pains. But I feel like we're really coming out of this thing pretty good. We're getting a nice groove going.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and hopefully we can start making more content over here.
Yeah.
Me and Bill got a shit ton of ideas.
Yeah, man.
And hopefully this thing continues to grow. With that being said, I love you guys. Hopefully I see you guys soon. And my shorts match my briefs. I just got them last week. So if you see me in the street, just know these shorts match my briefs. I just got these on sale. I ain't paying retail. And no, the style ain't stale. I didn't get these in the mail. My shorts match my briefs.